Radheshyam and welcome. Today, starting the first lecture Zoom in English on Sri Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. The main text biography is coming from Saints of Bengal by O.B.L. Kapoor. It's a text that it's possible that many know already or have been reading, but we will add some extra information on this study. Since Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is one of the most important and popular Babajis in the world Gaudiya Vaishnavism history in the last century. To start with, we will check some interesting details. I will share a link here on the Zoom chat. This link is a website from a Sangha that is based on Delhi by a disciple of Sri Das Babaji Maharaj, that he had been giving lectures and writing very fearless regarding to Gaudiya Vaishnavism and the full history of this movement. Some Vaishnavas, some devotees are getting along with his prachar, preaching. Other people is not very friendly with the work that Sri Sachidananda Das is doing. Far from personal things, I must to say that his writings and investigations are sharp, are extremely sharp. So I will get from that point of view to read some of his material, and being far from anything that who is the real disciple of Ananta Das Babaji Maharaj, etc. That is something that does not belong to me. It's not my responsibility to speak on that. I am not expert on the real tradition of Ananta Das Baba in terms of who is his real disciple, etc. It's not my thing. Also, I'm not very interested on that, so I cannot comment on it. What I can do is just to see and to share this information here on Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. So this is a writing in his website is called karmdelhi.com, and this clean up who he really was. Because Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj had been used as a war horse by some in order to approve some things. But when we study his story, his biography, official biography, the same biography that his disciples and followers of his Parivar are following and believing the story of him, it tells a very different story than what we hear normally in Western countries and in English language or Spanish, I knew Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj as one of the part of the Parivar that I used to follow 20 years ago. But when I really get into Sri Goura Kishore, I realized that nothing of what I hear about him was true. Starting with in my altar, back in time, in my temple altar, Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was using a saffron cloth. This is a big mistake, and it's an offense to his lineage and to him, since he never used saffron clothes, were in white color. His cloth was white color. The same cloth that for the last 500 years have been used by all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas coming from Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. All the Gaudiya Vaishnavas use and are using white cloth. So how to put him in saffron? This is nonsense and it's offensive. So many things have been spoke about him, but the reality, many of the real things are not known. So this is what we will start studying. Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji, I will just read, is one of the Siddha Acharyas of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Society. His Diksha Guru is Sri Nanda Kishore Goswami, who is from Adwaita Parivar. One of the first interesting things here, Goswami. His guru was a Goswami. So all the preaching against the Goswami's lines is not proper in the eyes of Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, since his own guru, that for sure he loves with more than his own heart, is a Goswami. All the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the tradition is coming from Goswami's line. They have been keeping the flame alive for the last 500 years. So we must be very, very, very grateful with all of them. What, in the other hand, also does not mean that simply because somebody is born on a Goswami family or in a Brahmana family means that he is a perfect soul and he's pure. No. The quality of a sadhaka, bhakta, Vaishnava is measured on his actions. The actions of a Vaishnava must to be in contrast to the Shastras exactly the same, cannot be different. Yes. Just to say, I am a Brahmana, to say, I am a Brahmana, I have a kid. My kid should be taken directly as a pure devotee just because born from me? No. He must to show himself the qualities he has by being honest and to by walking the path of truthness. In one of my previous interviews to Shandan Goswamiji, to whom I respect, highly respect, by his honesty, he said, there where the truth is established, then you associate with them. This is the real thing. When the truth is established, you associate with them. If there is no truth, you then, as Shastras are explaining, you give your pranams to respect by a distance, on a distance. So not everybody who born as a Goswami is a perfect soul. This is not true. They must show the qualities. But this is the other part of the story. The point is all the Gaudiya tradition is coming and is passed on by the Goswamis. From there is coming. And this was the desire of Sriman Mahaprabhu. This Goswami's line is the design of Sriman Mahaprabhu, since Sriman Mahaprabhu asked first to Nityananda Ram to get married and to have children, so to have family. And with this, the line will continue. So Sri Sri Nanda Kishore Goswami, who is from Adwaita Parivar. Thus, during his sadhana kala, Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji followed, practiced what his predecessor in Advaita Parivar practiced. And his Diksha Guru was from Advaita Parivar. All his Guru, Guru Parampara, and Parameshti Guru were from the same Parivar, used to do some mantras, used to apply some tilak, and reside at the same place on city. And his genuine followers also practiced the same. What this means is that the Gurus of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj were all in Adwaita Parivar. Soon we will start studying about Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, and we will find exactly the same. The Guru of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was Advaita Parivar. The Param Guru was Advaita Parivar. Parameshti Guru, Advaita Parivar. All of them are Advaita, are coming from Advaita Chandra. There is no such a thing as the Param Guru is Advaita Parivar, Parameshti Guru is Nityananda Parivar, and the Guru of the Guru will be a something different story or from a different Parivar. This does not exist in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So we see here on Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, this is exactly the same. So here are a few points interesting about Tilak, cloth, mantra, and Siddha Pranali. Tilak, Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji used to apply the tilak of Advaita Parivar, heart-shaped large banyan leaf, which is totally different from the tilak, sharp triangular leaf of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji, who is from Nityananda Parivar. Here I will share one picture we will see in every single Advaita Parivar Vaishnav. It's showing? Yes? Okay. So this tilak is like a heart shape, really, with the two lines up. The original Vaishnav tilak, is only the U shape on the forehead, only the U shape. Later on, due to the expansion of Gaudiya Vaishnavism and the different parivars, all the Nitya Siddhas who opened their own parivars and starting their own missions, this is bona fide. Every Nitya Siddha opened their own mission. So in order to identify from which line, who is your guru, there was a time that they took the decision to add some special design to your tilak, because otherwise we don't know who is who, from who you are coming from, etc. So this U-shaped tilak was the original tilak, and in Hari Bhakti Vilas we find out how to make the tilak and what is the tilak for Vaishnavas, and it explained clearly that the Vaishnav tilak is only the U shape. Then later on came this thing of making different shapes. For example, this banyan leaf shape here, this heart shape for Advaita Parivar. In Nityananda Parivar, we have two different tilaks, basically, that are used by the Goswamis. One tilak is this tilak. Can you see? One tilak is this one. And this tilak has the U shape and this triangle downward, right? This triangle represents a bamboo leaf because the area where Sri Nitai born was full of bamboos. So that's why just by the area where this acharya is coming from, they took one idea of, okay, let's put this bamboo leaf because Nitai born in that area full of bamboos. This was the nature there. That's simple. This is one. Then is another Nityananda Parivar Tilak that you will see mainly in Navadvip, the major Navadvip Goswamis families, descendant of Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Vamsha, they used the same tilak but with a black dot in the center. We call it Sham Bindi. It's the same Sham Bindi that Ramanujananda's Dev Tilak has, the black dot in the center. This is Sham Bindi, and this is a variation or variant of the other tilak. But these both tilak are used by the Nityananda Vamsha. As I mentioned earlier, one Nityananda Vamsha, very powerful Goswami nowadays in Navadvip, is moving a lot of power now. I'm not talking about materialistic power. I am talking about Bhav, Ras. It's from Srivas Angan Mandir in Navadvip, and it's called Srivas Goswami. I truly and honestly encourage everyone to research a little bit about him, because I'm sure that with the years, he will be one of the biggest of our times. His bhav, his deepness in the bayan is something else. Is something to really to see when he's doing kirtan. The atmosphere that he produces is something that only very high level souls can create. The atmosphere that he produces, everybody crying around him, and the emotions and the bhav is flowing. So this is the real deal. So in that line, that is Nityananda Vamsha, they use this tilak with the Sham Bindi. And you will see normally the Gaudiyas who are sadhus in Navadvip, they use this tilak. The other tilak without the dot normally is seen mainly in householders, kind of Vaishnavas, but like sadhus, like hardcore sadhus to say, they use normally you will see with this bindi. Anyways, let's get back to Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. So the tilak of Sri Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj used to apply the tilak of Adwaita Parivar, heart-shaped large banyan leaf, which is totally different from the tilak, sharp triangular leaf of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, who is from Nityananda Parivar. The clothes, Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was white clothed during sadhan and also after siddhi. His Guru Gan were always in white clothes, and his bona fide followers are also always in white clothes. Now the question will arise here, like, okay, but Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was like a Siddha Mahatma. What happened with the generations after? Did he have disciples, followers who are in the line of him that we can recognize to really see, okay, this is real. These are the real followers of Goura Kishore. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And they are dressing in white color. The renunciants, Vairagis, so-called sannyasis, they dress in white with the tilak of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. There is no change. You cannot change the tilak of your guru. The first step in mantra diksha, when you take shelter in guru, the first point is that you must to follow what your guru do. If your Gurudev is having one tilak, he will give you what we call tilak svarup. In the time of diksha, your guru will draw the tilak in your body. He will draw every single point of the tilak in your body. He will draw it with his own holy hands. Do you think somebody who really have diksha from a guru will change the tilak later? It's like, I will change my tilak after my guru have been drawing in my forehead. I will never do that, If I do that, I am disrespecting my Gurudev. So if somebody is disciple of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he cannot change the tilak. It's not possible. I cannot change the color of the dress that the Guru will give. Mainly if my Guru will give to say Babaji Bek, I cannot change the color that the Guru will give me, because this is the protection of Guru. If I change, I am creating my own story. I am creating my own philosophy, and this is not correct. Mantra. The mantras and Gayatri of Navadvip and Brindavan, chanted by Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and his entire Guru Gan, are different from the mantras chanted by Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and his Guru Gan of Nityananda Parivar, and also from Srila Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj and his Guru Gan of Narottam Parivar. Every Parivar has their own mantras, and these Diksha mantras are secret. We cannot speak out loud any of the mantras, because the very root of the concept of mantras is that the mantra is secret. is you cannot disclose. When you disclose the mantra, you are putting the energy out. You are losing the energy of the mantra. That's why the mantra goes in japa, and the japa goes inside the joli or the vipa, inside a fabric that is covering the counting of your mantra. By tantras and by Vedic tradition, the mantras are always secret. You never disclose or openly chant any mantra. And this count Mahamantra Hare Krishna also. So the mantras of Goura Kishore are specific from his Parivar, that is Adwaita Parivar. Siddha Pranali. Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj accept Siddha Pranali. The mantras of Navadvip and mantra of Vrindavan. And the Siddha Pranali, Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj accept the Siddha Pranali and gave to his disciple also, who later on gave to their disciples. His Manjari name is Gandharvika, Priya Manjari. By giving Siddha Pranali to Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Sri Nanda Kishore Goswami gave him his eternal identity as Gandharvika Priya. Actually, Gandharvika Priya is his real name. Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is the earthly lila of this Siddha Mahatma. But this name, Gandharvika Priya Manjari, is the real name because this is the transcendental body that he has and he gets from his guru. This is our tradition. Gaudiya Vaishnavism works like this. This is the tradition. It's Guru Parampara, mantra diksha by ear. There is no mantra diksha by dreams, mantra diksha by books. Yes, back in time, just in order to put the thing in context, I had one friend, older friend, who always he said to me that he was disciple of Bhaktivedanta Swami. Back in time, I was a very big follower of Bhaktivedanta Swami. I still have very much respect for him, mainly for bringing Gaudiya philosophy to Western. And one day I asked to this friend, I say, so when and where you get Diksha from Swami Bhaktivedanta? You were in America, in India? And he said, no, I get a tape. I hear a tape and they send me from ISKCON America, they send me the paper with the mantras. So this is not Diksha. So how I will say to him, after he's now about 70 years old, how I will say to him, you never get Diksha. So all your life has not been working. Your bhakti will not work. You can be sannyas, you can be temple president, you can be so many things, but your bhakti is not advancing because bhakti is not something that we can generate ourselves. Bhakti must be given by the line of the siddhas, of the spiritual master, perfect spiritual master that are expansions directly from the heart of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu is expanding and extending his love and kripa through the Parampara. So this is the tradition. Guru Diksha, the Gurudev will meet the disciple, the student. The student will learn about the Guru. When they are sure about each other, the Guru will give you Diksha, a special time, and also Guru will give you Diksha, and he will do a ritual to say, where he will clean your mind, he will clean your karmas, and he will clean your samskars. He will take the time to do this work for you. So then you can start in somehow like reset. From zero, you will start developing yourself. He will give you the same mantras that he gets from his guru, and his guru from his guru, his guru from his guru, and this is coming from the time of Nityananda Ram. But if this line is not connected in this way, then the process will be stuck. Now the question arises, really, if I have no chance to say, I live very far from Bharat, I have no chance to meet any, and I don't know any really Siddha or some real Gaudiya Vaishnava. So if I do Mahamantra Japa, to say, if I worship and meditate on Krishna, I will not advance? Yes, you will, but your movement, your steps will be so small, so short. Yes, you will move forward, but very slow and with so much difficulties. But when power of Guru and the real Diksha happens, then you will move like flying. You will be like a butterfly going everywhere. So all this will open. Before that, the advance will be very, 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 very slow. So yes, if it's not, you have no chance to meet Sadguru, you can still do and you will advance, but the advance will be so slow. And many people quit and give up because they don't see any result. 10, 20 years doing japa, 16 rounds every day, they still not have any glance, any light of the Nitya Lila, still not seeing anything. If they don't look a picture or deity, they cannot see Krishna inside, because we cannot make it by our own effort. It's not possible. This is something that Guru will give to you, and understanding Guru as a Guru Tattva. It's Nitai Ram, Sri Gauranga, who through this line, this channel, they will put these seeds on you. Siddha Pranali, Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj accepted the Siddha Pranali and gave to his disciple also. His name, spiritual identity, is Gandharvika Priya Manjari. Next is the Guru Pranali. Siddha Pranali is one thing, Guru Pranali is different thing. The Guru Pranali is the Parampara. Guru disciple, Parampara. Sri Sri Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Adwaita Chandra Prabhu, here we are speaking 500 years ago, Sri Balaram Dev Goswami, Revatima Goswamini, Krishna Priyama Goswamini, Sri Rameshwara Prabhu Goswamini, Sri Gopala Deva Goswami, Sri Krishna Nanda Deva Goswami, Dokodima Goswamini. Goswamini refers to female Goswamis. Sri Nanda Kishore Deva Goswami, Sri Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Sri Nandi Keshwara Deva Goswami, Radha Krishna Das. This is the Guru Pranali of him. So they are the gurus of him and the disciples of him. All them following Adwaita Parivar. All of them in the line. This is bona fide. Now, one more time, I want to do an accent on this part in this thing, because here is Goswamini and Goswamis. The role of the Vaishnavis is so important in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. But just now, we are seeing some kind of, everything is centered on the men, the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavis are like not having any role nowadays, mainly in Western culture, in Vaishnavism. But the tradition from Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, we see so many Goswamini and Goswamis. This at the same time is showing two things. One, that the Goswamis, this line of Goswami is bona fide, because this is how this philosophy is moving. Worshipable deity. Goura Kishore was absorbed day and night in the worship of Radha and Krishna. He never worshipped the Lord like Narasingha, Rama or Baraha. One can go to his samadhi and see his personal deities. After his disappearance, it will be inappropriate to put him where Lord Narasingha, Sita Ram or Baraha Lakshmi are daily worshipped. This is not correct. Gaudiya Vaishnavism is focused on Radha and Krishna. Nitai Gaura, Radha and Krishna. And in the case of Goura Kishore will be Gaur Adwaita, Gaur Adwaita and Radha and Krishna. Eternal place of residence. Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji is from Adwaita Parivar, so he stays with Advaita Charya. His fixed eternal residence is with Lord Advaita Charya, not with Srivas Pandit or with Lord Nityananda. Yoga Pit, where Srila Jagannath Das Babaji stands, is different from the Yoga Pit where Srila Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj stands, as the former is direct connected to Ma Jagnava, consort of Lord Nityananda. This Yoga Pit is a very important point also to analyze in terms of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, because the Yoga Pit of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, the meditation, the Guru Varga meditation of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is 100% centered in Advaita line. Advaita line has one Yoga Pit and one place with the Gurus. All his Gurus, same line. And Nityananda Parivar is different. So there cannot be a Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj in the disciple line in the Guru Parampara of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. This is no sense because the Yoga Pits are different. In the spiritual realm, they are in two different places. They are not in the same place. They are not all together. Every one on the Pancha Tattva, they have their own group in the spiritual realm. In the Nitya Navadvip, they have their own group. And if you belong to Nityananda Parivar, you will be in the group of Nityananda exclusively. If you belong to Advaita Parivar, you will be in Advaita Parivar area, especially. So the Leelas in somehow are different and the meditation is different. Now, if a sadhaka has not meditation in the Guru Parampara and all the line, then the connection is not there. The Guru Parampara, the very meaning of it is that you have a full connection through your Guru Parampara to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And when you get to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, then Nitya Lila, Braj Lila is open. Otherwise, it's not possible. You cannot just jump to Radha and Krishna. There is a way to get there. And our way in Nityananda Parivar is to get to the lotus feet of Nitai. And by his kripa, we will achieve Gaura. And in that moment, the Lila will open. Radha and Krishna will be in front of you. But first, you go to the lotus feet of Nitai. In the case of Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, for him will be to go to the lotus feet of Sri Advaita Chandra. And through Advaita Chandra, he will go to Gaur. And then Radha and Krishna will open. You cannot just jump. It's not possible to jump, because we are not Nitya Siddhas. Nitya Siddhas can do because they are eternal associate of Radha and Krishna directly. We, Nitya Vadas, we must to do the process and to walk step by step. We don't have the technology for flying. We just walk. And our walking must to be based on these lines, Parampara. In the page, I share in the chat in case that Thomas didn't get the link. Check the chat in the right side, and there is the link for this page. There you can find so much information actually about Gaudiya Vaishnavism. This Baba did excellent work on writing all this. So he is writing this in somehow to clarify the misconceptions that are mainly in Western countries due to ISKCON and Gaudiya Math. So he's showing here the Bhaktivinoda Thakur Guru Parampara. He's putting the same page, But okay, let's read what is the Guru Parampara of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and we will be surprised. First, Jagnava Mata, coming from Nityananda Parivar. Ramachandra Goswami, Rajavalava Goswami, Krishna Chandra Goswami, Rudroshvara Goswami, Dayaram Goswami, Maheshwari Goswamini, Guna Manjari Goswamini, Ramamani Goswamini, Janeshwara Goswamini, Bipin Bihari Goswami, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Lalita Prasad Thakur, Shyamasundar Thakur. This is the line of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Actually, the line of Bhaktivinoda Thakur is alive. There are temples and disciples of him in his line, and none of them are dressing on saffron. And in this line, as you can see, the Guru Parampara of him, there is no Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati either. So this is very surprising. Well, for me, it was a shock when I started discovering all this back in time. It was like, what? I have been giving my whole life to this and nothing is matching. Like, what is this? No, but here we have. This is Pramana. You go in India, you can go to visit these places in Navadvip or in other areas to speak with these sadhus, and you will show this Guru Parampara. They will say, yes, this is correct. Because when you get Diksha, your Guru will give you the Guru Pranali. He will give you the full list of who are all your Gurus. Line until, for example, for me, until Nityananda Prabhu. I have the full list. My Sri Gurudev write it by hand, every name until today. So that's why we know where are the Guru Parampara. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, late in his life, and we can read this in his autobiography, that is wonderful work, by the way, wonderful work. He say clearly, that finally I get initiation, I get my Guru, and by the blessings of my Guru, he also said that I had the power to leave all these sins of eating fish and meat. And I get Diksha and I get the blessings. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he took Babaji back. So renunciant order in Gaudiya Vaishnavism line. That is Babaji. That's why all these Siddhas are all Babajis. They're no sannyasis. They're Babajis. Sannyas is an order of the impersonal, the monist line. They are sannyas. So nobody was a sannyas after Gauranga. Gauranga gave clear instructions that nobody should get sannyas. He said himself, I am the only and the last one sannyas in our line. Was his tactic to enter isolated world of philosophy. In that time, everybody who was respected as a monk and as a philosopher, they must be sannyas. This was what was happening back in time. Vaishnav exists, Vaishnav, since the time of Krishna, but the name of Vaishnavs was not a good name. They had not good reputation. And the same happens in the time of Bhadevava. The Vaishnav didn't have good reputation in the society. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu took sannyas in order to preach, to change from inside. And from where he get this idea to put the costume of the monists in order to change from inside. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu has a very high esteem for one writer and philosopher, previous him, Sridhar Swami. And Sridhar Swami, he did his kata and writing and translations, and not translation, writings and commentaries on Bhagavatam. That is the main work of him. And in his work, being he an acharya of the Shankar Math, if I remember correct, monist, he introduced Vaishnavism inside those circles. But by being a guru of the monists, you understand the trick? It's like to infiltrate the philosophy inside the circles by pretending to be one of them. It was no other way around. You cannot make it a different way. Back in time, you must to be there. It's like if I want to say to be in Oxford, I must to be inside Oxford. I cannot sign a document like Paramananda Oxford Institute or Oxford University Research if I am not part of Oxford. It will never took serious what I do. So back in time, you must to be a sannyas to be taken serious as a real mystical personality. So this was happening back in time, and Gauranga took this idea directly from Sridhar Swami. Sridhar Swami infiltrated the movement of the Shankar Math, the monists, and he did the same. So that's why Gauranga Mahaprabhu instructed, like, I am the first and the last one of the sannyasis. Later on, when Gauranga Mahaprabhu is already in Puridam, in his last years, Gauranga Mahaprabhu he renounced to the saffron clothes. When the movement took over already, he took all his saffron clothes and threw it. The praman of this is in Chaitanya Chandramrita. There, Prabodhananda Saraswati said, Gauranga Mahaprabhu now is dressing in purple. purple, not in saffron. And all his disciples and all his followers later on, all they get, since the six Goswamis, they get white clothes. For Grastas and for renunciants, white clothes. This is the color for Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So we see the same in Bhaktivinoda Thakur when he took renunciation, the order of renunciation. He dressed in white clothes. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj in white clothes. Goura Kishore Das Babaji in white clothes. Why is it important to speak about this? Maybe you are expert on this already, and maybe I'm just repeating one again. But it's important to speak about this because many people are still very confused on these topics. But once the light is there is no more confusion. All these strange things, when I was a teenager, and I went to the temple, always I was very curious about the Parampara. Something in my heart says something is wrong with this Parampara. You know why? Because I saw all like Babaji, 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 no Babaji, no Babaji, Babaji, no Babaji, no Babaji. They are in white, these are in saffron. One are the one long beards, long hair, the other are bald. Like how it's like a mega mix of people here. It's like it's not matching. Aesthetically, it's not matching. The kind of sadhan they did is not matching, So I always was very curious on this. Like, what is this? Until I started studying and I get the chance to really get into that information, and I realized all this, the Guru Paramparas, the traditions, all what they are following is like, wow. When there is light, there is not darkness, there is not lies, there is not, nothing can stand the truth, the truth, the truth, the truth, the truth.
I had a question.
Yes.
So the history with Bhaktisiddhanta and Goura Kishore Das Babaji, it's always been presented, at least when I've seen it, like it's very muddy. Like, did Goura Kishore actually accept him as a disciple? Like, it all seems a little bit fuzzy. Is there like a definitive, like, did Goura Kishore Das Babaji accept Bhaktisiddhanta?
Well, this is a question that also I did, and I was very looking for what was the real thing, the real deal. And there are a few things regarding to this story. One of them is what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati truly said about his Diksha. What happened in the time of Bhaktisiddhanta when he started preaching and he gets very popular, and the sadhus around start asking, so who are you, from where you are coming from? What is your parivar? There was a meeting actually. The exactly details I cannot give in this moment. I have heard the same story several times from different gurus and sadhus here and there, but of course, I want to have like the pramana in terms of this happened in this place. This was like in a book, like writing. My next trip to Navadvip, I will do this investigation and I will openly share. But the story tells that there was a meeting where Bhaktisiddhanta was invited because was a lot of controversy what he's doing, and so to speak about this, Bhaktisiddhanta was invited and to explain himself in front of the sadhus what is going on. And Bhaktisiddhanta was they asked to him, so who is your guru? And he says, Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And they say to him, but we know that Goura Kishore have not given you Diksha. We know that you didn't get Diksha from him, because the disciple of Goura Kishore were were there, present. So you never get Diksha from our Guru. What are you speaking about? And he said, yes, I get Diksha from him, but it was not like a formal Diksha. I get Diksha in a dream. And everybody say, Diksha in a dream is not bona fide. Later on, he explained a new story. And the story was that he was going and every day going to Goura Kishore and saying, please give me Diksha, please give me Diksha. And Goura Kishore didn't give Diksha to him. And in one moment, Goura Kishore took ground and threw in the face of Bhaktisiddhanta, and say, sit there and chant mantra, chant mahamantra. And Bhaktisiddhanta said, this was my Diksha, throwing me, ground. What kind of Diksha is this? Gaudiya Diksha, Gaudiya Parivar Diksha, or Gaudiya Sampradaya Diksha is very specific. Has some special rhythm measures how it is conducted. So this to throw stones to you or to imagine that you dream Diksha, this is not bona fide. I'm sorry to say, many people maybe will feel hurt with this, but this is the truth. I'm not here to please everybody. I am here to tell the truth. This is my study, my investigation in my life. The truth first. So this is not bona fide, in my opinion. At least we can go because we can say, okay, maybe Goura Kishore really gave Diksha to him in a dream. Let's take this position in the story. But then, is it bona fide or not? We have any references on Diksha on dreams? Yes, we have. Sita Thakurani, the wife of Adwaita Chandra, she was wishing so much to have Diksha, and Adwaita Chandra didn't get Diksha to her. That in one night, she get the full mantras, Diksha, in the dream. But perfect, all the mantras she get in the dream. And in the next day, she said to Adwaita Chandra, I get Diksha yesterday, the night, in the dream. And Adwaita Chandra say, so what are the mantras? And she spoke the mantras. This is the mantras I have. And he said, this is correct. But to have the Diksha in a dream is not bona fide in our Gaudiya Parampara, in Gaudiya Siddhanta. So I will give you Diksha now in order to make it bona fide. Yeah, understand? So this stories happens. Indeed, my Parameshti Guru get Diksha from Bade Baba through a dream. But what did my Parameshti Guru? After this mystical experience, he went directly to the disciples of Bade Baba and explained everything that happened and explained the mantras he get, everything. And the two main disciples of Bade Baba hear and say, this is correct. And Ramdas Babaji Maharaj give the instructions. But he recognized this Diksha is correct. And they say to him, you are very lucky. This doesn't happen. This is very, very difficult that something like this will happen, but you get it. So, but in the case of Bhaktisiddhanta, he didn't went to rectify anything, to ask nothing to nobody. So this is not correct. If I get this kind of experience, I will go to Sadhu, Major Sadhu. In that time were many, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj disciples. The main disciple, big guru was in that time, who, by the way, is the sannyas guru of Bade Baba. Were there. So you can go to them and say, I have this dream. Is this true? I get these mantras. Is this bona fide? Yes, these are the real mantras. You get it. Congratulations. Now get the sadashar. This is how you must do. This must do your japa. This is the mantra. This is kirtan. This is that. This is what guru will give. But no, he took it like, oh, this is true. Okay, let's start the mission right now. So this is strange, this is strange. So later on, he took sannyas. But what kind of sannyas he took? There were Vairagis, renunciant sadhus, as I say, was present, the disciple of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. If Bhaktisiddhanta put Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj in his Guru Parampara, why will not take the Babaji order, renunciant order, from the disciple of Jagannath Das Babaji? It's the same line, supposed to be the Guru. But no, he took himself. He sit in a room and say, now I am sannyas and my name is Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati. He put his own name. He put his own clothes. And he drew his own tilak. That tilak didn't exist before. He put this tilak, yellow tilak in the forehead when Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is using white tilak and with the shape that we spoke in the beginning, this heart shape. So how this can be any serious, honestly, of course it's super hardcore information to speak out loud, but this is true. And all the Gaudiyas knows, to avoid conflict, nobody speak. And in somehow it's correct, But in the other hand, it's not correct. You know why? Because while the Gaudiyas are keeping silence in both of humility and to avoid conflict, the other people is telling all the story upside down, and all the people is believing a story that is totally upside down. And this is not like this because I said so. It's because there is the writings are there, historical writings are there. There is coming Mayapur, for example, the Siddhanta Mayapur story. But where is the Samadhi of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj? In Navadvip. Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj in Navadvip. So what story are they telling? Maybe they were counting that we have not any historical things, that they will tell any narrative they want and everybody will believe. But now, luckily, we have many intelligent people who is doing proper researches. Bengalis, people in Navadvip, devotees, who are doing research, they're discovering so many things, And we have all this information. Now we can connect because now is the time of communication. We can connect dots. I speak with some devotees from different parivars, from Navadvip, from Calcutta, from Bengal. I have contact with so many Vaishnavas from that area, from different age, all Babas, young generation people, like younger than me, my age, and they say, I hear this story, I have this document here, and okay, let's compare what is going on, what is here, what is there. And everything is like this. The parivars, they give their own lines, and they have all writing down the story of their own parivars. So now is the time that we can really discover the truth. The truth is out there. Now it's very simple. All we have been explained today, for example, is there. This is history. The B-side narrative, that is the most popular one, is not correct. Because by the simple things you realize is not correct. Simple things as Goura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, his sannyas cloth was white. Why somebody will wear pink, yellow, saffron, or green? No. If your guru do one line, that's why it's your guru. You follow him. It's not that you get a guru and then you create your own story. It's not like that. Goura Kishore Das Babaji used one kind of tilak. Why somebody will change the tilak? This is not correct. This is not bona fide. So the main problem with that is the advancement of those devotees will be very poor, very slow, because they are dealing with apparats first. To change your guru, the word of your guru, to disobey your guru is a big apparat, it's a big offense. So you are dealing with the apparat of a full line of people. And this is apparat, you cannot deal with that. We have no power to deal with apparat like this. Gurudev, based on the words of Krishna, Sri Guru, is Krishna himself. Krishna is giving you the instruction and the path to walk to perfection. And you think you are so intelligent that you can change it. No, you are not so intelligent. The Purvacharyas are intelligent. They are perfect souls, eternal associated of Radha and Krishna, Nitai Gaura. They give the instructions, and their instructions are not contradicting any of the Purvacharya instructions. Sometimes the sadhana methods can change. Some ones have more attachment to say to Nitai Gaura Lila, Gaura Lila, others are more in Braj Lila, this kind of things. But this is bhav. There are different bhavs. In different parivar, different bhav. Every parivar has different bhav. but it's not contradicting, So that's why, for example, you go here in Braj, you go to any Bade Baba temple, and you will see Adwaita Parivar from the other lines of Nityananda Parivar. They come with us, they take prasad, they enjoy. Some of them live in the ashrams, and the same with the other ashrams. In Adwaita Parivar, they are devotees from different Gaudiya Parivars are there, and it's no problem. In the time of prasad, you can see, normally you sit and you see 100 sadhus sitting there or 50 sadhus sitting, and half of them has the tilak of the temple ashram parivar, and the other are from different parivars, and there is no conflict. This conflict that this and that is only in the Western pre-Kanishta Dikaris conflict, but in Braj it's not like that. Just 2 days ago we had a big parikram here in Vrindavan, originally made by Ramdas Babaji Maharaj Namacharya, and this is a 8-9 hours kirtan non-stop, the full parikram on the main temples in Braj, where Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu did his first parikram in Braj. So in order to keep alive this story and tradition, Ramdas Babaji Maharaj composed a full kirtan that is 8 hours, telling all the story of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, from where he started walking, where he was walking, what was his mood, his bhav, until he get to the final point when he ended the parikram in that very day. And there we were, Radharamangan were hundreds of Vaishnavas, hundreds from different age. Some sadhus 80 years old jumping and dancing in kirtan in the street, chanting the name of Goura. But also there were some devotees, for example, some Babas that I know from Vinod Vihari Das Baba from the ashram who lived there, were with us, from different Nityananda lines, were with us, from Adwaita Parivar, were with us. No conflict. There is no conflict because we are all devotees of Nitai Gaura, Panchatattva Gauranga. This conflict and gossiping and all this nonsense is a Western thing. This is not happening really in the sadhus. The sadhus, they are happy, they're happy with having contact with everybody. We respect our limits in terms of Siddhanta because there are some things that can change. To say, for example, the thing about mahamantra, some other has other idea. I don't care. It's their way of doing. If it works for them, good. What works for me is this. We can speak about that, but there is no conflict. So that is the thing. A difference that what sadly Bhaktisiddhanta creates so much hatred against everybody else. They write properly books against the Jata Goswamis, against the Brahmanas, against the Bahul, against the Sahajiyas, against the Babajis, against this, against that. I never found a book from a Vaishnava speaking hate about nobody, but they did. And people believe this is correct. They feel proud and so much inspired when they say, these are Sahajiyas, and they say they feel proud to speak like this. This is not correct. So this kind of thing must to be rectified. No everybody must to follow Bade Baba or follow Nitai in the way of being in the Nityananda Parivar, but at least offenses and apparats, Vaishnava apparat, Nama apparat, are things that we must not do. And if for some reason our guru or previous guru did apparat on Vaishnavas, Vaishnav doesn't mean that it must to be only the sadhus in your line. No, Vaishnavas are all of them. 64 different parivars of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, they are Vaishnavas. And the ones who are not from Gaudiya also are Vaishnavas. From Sri Sampradaya also are Vaishnavas. I cannot do any offense on any of them. So to keep this and to see proper progress in our spiritual life, we must to really follow what our Goswamis did, our 6 Goswamis did, how they act, how Rupa Goswami was, his humbleness. And if my guru is speaking ill about everybody else, then I must realize that the guru is not a realized soul, because a realized soul sees everything as part of Krishna Lila. It's all part of Krishna's will. I am not the doer, I am just a puppet on the hands of Krishna. So everything that is happening is Krishna's will. I am not one to be judging others, to tell this is Sahajiya, this is Apasidanta, this is that, this is Jata, this is this, this is that. This is all wrong. Every single time you say this, you are losing all your spiritual power. Your spiritual development is destroyed. Krishna say, Krishna said. I can forget insults, apparat on me, but no my devotee. No my devotee. My devotee is sacred. And he never say, my devotee from Nityananda Parivar, a Bade Baba line. No, my devotee from Adwaita Parivar, or my devotee from, no, he say my devotee. If somebody is devotee of Krishna, is sacred for Krishna. It's the very heart of Krishna. So if somebody is creating all these hatreds against Vaishnavas that are simple, not thinking like him or her, then it's not correct. We must move forward.